Hi everyone, it's Ardith, and I'm excited to be here today as a guest designer at Neat Tangled for the month of October. I decided to start with a warm autumn card featuring some leaves in fall colors. I have the Maple Thanks set with its matching dies, but there are other leaves in a similar style, the oak leaf and the birch leaf, that could be used to get a similar look. All three come with wonderful fall and Thanksgiving type sentiments, and they would mix and match beautifully. I put the leaf in my mini Misty in the corner of a panel of white cardstock. This placement makes it easy to just turn the panel and stamp the leaf again without moving the stamp. And that's key here, because I re-stamp the leaves later in the process. To begin, I stamped both the leaves with Copic-friendly ink. I wasn't too worried about a perfect impression because I knew I would be overstamping later. Next, I chose 5 Copic markers ranging in color from yellow through orange, red to brown, and I quickly colored in the various sections of the leaf. I didn't do any blending, I just simply laid down color, trying to be sure that I had a good mix of the 5 shades all over the leaf. Once the leaf was colored, I placed it back into my mini Misty, making sure it was tucked right into the corner, and I re-stamped it. This time I used VersaFine Clair ink in Nocturne. I don't know if it's just me, but this is always a heart-stopping moment. Sometimes I think I have the panel right in the corner, but then I didn't, and the overstamping ends up being not quite right. But this time it all worked out. This ink stays wet long enough to emboss it. I use clear embossing powder, and I find this is an easier way to get black embossed outlines, rather than using black embossing powder. Once it was all melted, I let the leaf cool for a second, and then I started my second type of coloring, this time with diamond stickles. This glitter glue has a warm sparkle, and the precision tip on the bottle means that it's easy to fill in all the areas to get an all-over sparkle. When I finished the first leaf, I went back and did the second one exactly the same way. Next, I grabbed a bold thanks sentiment from the Floral Medallion set, along with the classic Tag 1 die. I cut a tag from craft cardstock, and I lined up the stamp on my tag with my mini Misty. I used a light gray ink for a tone-on-tone look. This stamp is just under a ½ inch tall, so to repeat my sentiment all the way down the tag, I simply used the grid markings on my Misty to move the edge up by ½ inch. I continued this until the tag was full. I grabbed a secondary sentiment from So Many Sentiments. It says, "You are all kinds of awesome." And I stamped that on the edge of the tag with dark brown ink, making sure that it was centered between all those thanks. To finish the card, I did some partial die cutting of the edges of the 2 leaves. Once the edges were cut, I was able to fit a square die underneath and cut the rest of the panel down so that it would fit on my 4¼ inch square card. I glued the panel directly to a craft card base, but then I popped up the edges of the leaves so that they look like they're curling around the sentiment tag. The edges of the leaves hang over the sides of the card and add a ton of interest, but it will still fit into a regular A2 sized envelope for mailing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really looking forward to being back for some more posts throughout the month. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.